Hello again, YouTube. This is MG Seymour with Bears Blades, www.bearscanwrite.com. This is an early video. I didn't get my monthly knife subscription yet, but what I did get was a huge pack next to me. I did the $110 Blade City miscellaneous 12 knives order, paid for the express shipping, and I got 12 knives in the mail. There's a couple things I have to note really quick before I get into the stuff. Blade City is not normally known for something like this, but a manila envelope that they sent me completely filled to the brim with 12 knives in here that I'm going to review one at a time in this video. I got another message from the We Truly Care About You postal service folks left this for me. And I'm sure that the post office looks like Normandy half the time, and I'm sure it's rough for them, but I can't excuse them or Blade City because they never do things like this. They never package things like this. I mean, this is a sack of knives. This is not how a collector like myself or anyone else wants their knives packaged. So I don't know what the deal is with that. That might have been like an error. But if you see this package was not even sealed. It's literally, if you look inside, just a bunch of knives sitting in here. And it's a bit unprofessional, and I don't want to say that was Blade City, and I don't want to say that was the UPS folks, because I don't know which one was there. I'll email Blade City, and then I'll do a pinned comment afterwards to find that out, but nobody wants their knives, you know, broken and mistreated, and the mail folks let that down. I didn't know. I don't want to pay another $24 for shipping and handling only to have my knives thrown through my window at 2 in the morning. I'd much rather just wait if that's what it's going to take. So I'm going to start with just the very top, and we're just going to go one at a time, roll through them, just like I know everyone wants to see, because no one really cares about me talking. So I'm going to shut up now and review some knives. One on the very top that I see is this one. Each one does come with their own specific box. It's not like they just threw the knives in there, so each one does get a specific box. And it's wrapped in plastic, so that helps. I'm sure even if the UPS folks were soccer balling it around the factory yesterday, I'm sure it's still they're all in fairly good shape. This one feels like a throwaway. It's lightweight. The blade looks really cool. This one's well oiled, just says China on the blade. Razor Tactical looks like the name of the company. This is a decent knife. I like this little, it looks kind of like that carbon fiber stuff, but it's not. This is plastic. Coming around. I still have no idea what these little holes are in the back of these knives that some of them I get, so if anyone knows that, feel free to comment, all 7 of you that watch these videos. So this one is, I mean, you can feel the newness behind this. It's very new, it's feeling, so that's a nice one. I say throwaway only because I don't know what else is in here, so I mean, so far it's off to a solid start. The next one in here is Attack Force, which I have a handful of already. Blade City sends these a lot, and then actually this is a good sign, so I'm gonna up my Blade City hypage here, because this is actually taped shut. So you see these are all taped shut. I'm gonna use another knife from my collection behind me on that table to open this, and this is what I want to see when I spend $130+ on a bunch of knives. This is what I want to see. I want to see sealed packages that I can individually open each one painstakingly in front of all of you, because I know you just have so much time to watch YouTube videos. But when I get something like this is what makes me excited. This is the kind of stuff that I do the big knife orders, because I don't even know how the hell this thing opens, and it looks frightening. I think this is all just for show. I think this is, yeah, this is pretend. So this isn't anything super insane, buttons and lasers and stuff. This is all pretty much just for show, but it's that like Knights Templar look to it, and it actually has a stiletto blade. So that one is awesome. Definitely awesome. Love the stiletto look to this. Definitely a 5 out of 5 on that one. Let's see what else. I'm just gonna pull all these out and stack them all up, make this go a little quicker. And again, I do these videos in one take. I don't have time to do multiple takes and edit it and do little cute zoom-ins and emojis for all of you, because at the end of the day, we're just reviewing knives, for God's sake. So let's slice this box open and figure out what this one. This looks like one of those long boys. Yep. This is actually a repeat. This is my second one of this one, so that sucks. This is one of those 13-inch stilettos. This is one of those huge boys that they give you. I have this knife already. Mine is a little battle-worn and damaged that I did some cutting stuff with it and kind of screwed the blade up, so cool. I got a new one now, which means the other one, or this one, can actually be put online to be sold. A lot of these I'm going to actually sell and link my channel in the descriptions on YouTube too, so you'll also be able to see that, yes, these are in fact the knives that I'm selling. All these knives, I want to say, will show up in that $16 knife club, so all the knives that I'm going to sell, I'm going to put on eBay for $10. I don't mind eating the money because I'll eat the $6 just to continue to review the knives, because the bigger I grow the collection, the more stuff I have to show and, you know, mess around with. That's kind of the idea of doing this now. Knife number 3 is another fold-out knife. I have no idea what just fell out of this thing, but that looks really weird. So this just literally fell out of the plastic. I don't know what that is, but it looks like maybe like rat poop or something. So that's cool. Super awesome. I wonder if I paid for that, if that was just like an extra thing they left in there. But anyways, the knife itself is very light. It's a very light one. The blade didn't come on all the way either, so let me try that one more time. Yeah, it's not clicking all the way out either, so I'll have to give this one a little oiling. This is very lightweight. This is a knife I could see like a lot of people carrying around to work, construction and whatnot. I do like this one, but it is very lightweight. Not something that I'm too excited to put into my collection. Gonna save that one because that's interesting. So we'll save that one to the end to try to make things look cooler. This one's cool. This is definitely a cool one. We got another Razor Tactical. So this is our third Razor Tactical that I ended up just getting. And out of the plastic, it's nice. This little pretty little rainbow thing. It's cool. Knife comes out real nice. Oh, nice little decal on the blade too. That's very cool. I like that. There's a huge, there's such a big variety with these knives that you don't really know what you're ever gonna get. There's just so many ones that they don't. Even if you think I want to get one of these knives, but I don't want to pay the money, I just want to get the specific one, I don't even think you'll be able to find something like this, because half these knives I have never even seen listed on Blade City's website, so they must have a massive warehouse of just miscellaneous blades all over the place, and they probably just throw them all in a box, and literally this time threw them into a box, probably from like an entire basketball court across a room, bounced off the wall. But none of the knives are broken, so what am I complaining about? Little mistreatment of mail. I think everyone's entitled to break a few things at the place they work. This is another pretty one. I'm a big fan of this one. I think this one is going to be my new favorite so far of the lot. I know what this is. This is Blade City's little Joker series. There's a handful of knives like this. It's like a Batman theme. On the blade it says "Why So Serious?" and it says Joker on the side. There's 5 or 6 different blades like this that I've seen. There's a couple purple ones, so I got the white one. So this is very cool. I'm a big fan of this one. So that's definitely the new number 1. So we'll see if I find something that will top that one. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 knives left. So I've done this one, got red, and this one's, well, it's very bulky. I don't like the handle's just way too bulky. I mean, compared to the Raven that I got, which is another Blade City knife, if you see how thin the handle is compared to this thing, it's just too bulky. This thing is pretty bulky and just odd. I like this little design in the blade. I like the size of the blade. I mean, all this stuff pretty much feels nice. Nice little seatbelt cutter and window breaker. So this is nice to just have in a car. This is just to have in your car or in a purse or a bag, or just to carry on you when you're out somewhere. This is a really regular utility knife is what this is. So we've got officially 5 knives left. Officially. And I'm just going to keep on going down the line of these because I have just a pile next to me that I've just been kind of stocking up. Wow. Well, so I know I was just talking about the Joker series of knives and about how there's different colors. Well, the next one that I just opened has the purple one in it. So I now have the white and I have the purple one. The blade is excellent. The quality of these are great. This is actually one of the knives that I personally wanted to buy just right out. And I think they're $26. Don't quote me. I don't do any research before these videos. I literally get it in the mail and click the button on the video. I'm here to show knives, man. Purple one, Joker one. I've got two now. Awesome. I mean, so far we're really cooking as far as being worth the $104. So now with the purple Joker knife and the white one, we're definitely in the green zone here for this order. Next on the list looks a little like one of those thick boys. I'm sure there's going to be a couple throwaways in this collection. You can't expect 10 or 12 beautiful, just perfect knives like the one that I got before. I got that auto knife in the $16 knife club, and it was awesome. This thing looks a little wonky and weird. This is another one of those just keep in your car knives. You don't carry this with you. You look like some sort of a psychopath. So I don't recommend for anybody to carry things like this unless you're like a cop or maybe a mall cop that thinks they're really cool. Then maybe you can carry something like this, but I wouldn't carry anything like this. This definitely belongs in your car to, you know, break windows, cut seatbelts, keep your Lyft passengers in the back seat quiet, whatever you need to do. This is a pretty good utility knife. So either way, I was hoping for some stronger, some stronger steel ones. Like my Raven that I have right here is very heavy and bulkier, stronger. I was hoping for some knives like that, but we'll see with these last three. This is another one of those Master USA. We've had two of these so far, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like we've got two of these Master, and this is the first time I've ever actually had something from these people that Blade City distributes their knives. So this is the second one. A lot of these all have these seatbelt cutters and things. I feel like knives that do that are compensating for something. It's like those people with those giant lifted trucks and they have a speaker system. When is enough? This knife doesn't really need a seatbelt cutter. If you take a look at something like this, the blade is different. It's a sort of a curved grip handle. It's got a nice little blade design and a unique look. It didn't need the seatbelt cutter. So I feel like a lot of knife companies like to overcompensate with stuff. They don't really need to put seatbelt cutters and lasers and all kinds of fancy little bells and whistles on knives. Sometimes just a solid, quick coming out utility knife is all you honestly need. You don't need any of that other stuff. A lot of the knives that I carry on my top shelf behind me versus the one that I just stick below the shelf, the top shelf ones, which I will show one day. I'll kind of go through why these are my top knives. I'll do a video like that eventually. But for now, only a very small amount of knives that I own stay on top. MTech USA, I had 6 or 7 of these or more. I've got a whole bunch of these, and I have to say, this is the best one I've ever gotten. This is by far the best MTech knife that I've received. This thing is beautiful. I love the color of this. It's like a gold. I love the style and the edginess of just the way that this is designed. This looks like the person actually took some time to design a knife that they were actually proud of. Unlike the other ones that just exist to exist. This one looks like it has a purpose to exist. This one is by far the new number one. They just keep beating each other. Keep on beating each other. We will go on to the last one. Now. This is the one that out of all the pile of things I have the MTech knives, I've got the Masters knives, I've got a bunch of these Task Force knives, and I've got 3 of these Razor Tacticals. And out of all the 12 that I got, this is the only one that stands out as far as companies go. It's this Survivor. Just says, great for camping, hunting, and boating. This seems like one of those knives that you'd buy at maybe like a thrift shop, because it feels like it weighs like an ounce or less. It just feels like it weighs nothing. So I'm not very excited about this, but I am curious. Interesting. So this is like, if you were a G.I. Joe, this would be the knife that you would be carrying. Wow, it's like a really tiny dagger. Like a really, really tiny dagger. Interesting. This is like... Oh, this is like Tyrion from Game of Thrones would be his sword. That's rude. I'm gonna stop now. This is an interesting knife. I don't have like a dagger that's this tiny. I've never had one that I've seen that was like this. It literally looks like a G.I. Joe would use this like as a sword against the Cobra Commander. But it's cool. The blade is strong. I mean, it feels like the blade goes all the way through, so they managed to at least do that right. This is like a rubbery type of, yeah, it's rubber. Yeah, it's actual rubber, so it's bending. So this is cool. The thing that it comes in is a joke. This little thing. This, you don't really, I mean, no one's gonna just have this on their side. Like, I don't know what you would do with that, but this knife, I could see why this would be your hunting and camping, and this goes in a tackle box. That's exactly where this goes. I'll probably end up putting this on eBay. This goes in a tackle box and will for sure serve someone fishing or trying to open a beer. This will serve them well because it seems like a solid little blade, and definitely does not replace that gold M-Tech one. So the gold M-Tech one definitely is going to take first place as far as the best one out of the lot goes. The takeaway from this is you don't really need to pay for expensive shipping, especially if they're just going to slap it around with a hockey stick for an hour. But I would definitely recommend, if you were thinking about doing this deal from them, I think it's worth the money. I think it's an instant collection in one order. You press a button and there you go. Your collection is delivered to you. I already had 50 plus knives to begin with, so I didn't really need to collect another 12, but now I have a few more blades that I can keep. I have a few older ones that I can now get rid of and sell, and I can continue to freshen and update and change out the different styles and textures and materials that all the knives that I have already are made of to be added to the collection. Either way, I have a lot of plastic and nonsense to clean up, and a sort of well-written but kind of, I would say, rude letter to write to the folks at the post office and Blade City and ask them what the hell happened. Either way, worth the money. Definitely gets a green check mark thumbs up from me. Again, this has been MG Seymour. Thanks for watching. See ya.